What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Maths Guy. Today we are looking at how to subtract mixed number fractions that have unlike denominators. So let's waste no time, let's go. So what do we need to remember today? Well, we're going to remember that we need to find common denominators to help solve these questions. What does that mean? Well, I can see that a mixed number like this is made up of a 4, which is a whole number, and then I have this fraction afterwards of 5/8. So a mixed number refers to a whole number combined with a fraction. And in my fraction, I have a numerator on the top and a denominator on the bottom. What does that refer to? Well, if I draw a chocolate bar just like this, excuse my scruffy drawing, the denominator is how many my chocolate bar has been cut into, and in this case, I can see 8. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 equal parts. And my numerator is how many of those parts I'm actually counting. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5/8 would look like this if I was to actually represent this fraction. And when I'm adding fractions, I have to have the same denominator, because if I now add this to 1/4, split this into 4, I'm adding it to 1/4. How would I subtract 8 and quarters? I can't do it. It's the same as saying, how do I subtract apples away from oranges? You cannot do it. You have to have the same denominator, the same unit, if you like. So going back to what we need to remember, we need to have common denominators. And luckily, in this first example, I can see that my 3 and 1/4 can be very easily turned into an equivalent fraction that has 8 as a denominator. If I get my 4 and I multiply it by 2, I'm going to end up with 8. What do I notice about my 8? Yep, it's the same as the other 8. So I have a common denominator. But to keep this fraction equivalent, this new fraction I'm making, to keep it equivalent, I have to now multiply the numerator by 2 as well, which would be 1 times 2 is 2. So 1/4 is the same equivalence as 2/8. If you're not sure about equivalent fractions, go back and watch that video on this channel, because equivalent fractions are super important for everything else you'll learn in fractions. But back to this lesson, I now have a new question. I have 4 and 4/8. Subtract my new number, which is 3 and 2/8. So how do I do it now? Well, first of all, I'm going to start with my whole numbers. I have 4 subtract 3. That's the easy part. 4 subtract 3 leaves me with 1. And now when I'm subtracting 8, I'm always going to be ending up with something 8. Just like I said before, if I now subtract apples against apples, I'm going to end up with apples. And now I have 8. So something 8 subtract something 8 will give me something 8. And how many do I have? Well, I had 4/8 and I subtracted 2 of them. So what am I left with? I'm left with 2/8. So my final answer, 1 and 2/8. To prove that, if you want me to draw it, let's draw out my fraction, and I'll cut it into 8s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And at the start, I had 1, 2, 3, 4/8, but I subtracted 2 of them. 1, 2. How many am I left with? 2/8. So I have 1 and 2/8. So my final answer, 1 and 2/8. Okay, question 2. This is much harder because now I can't see an easy relationship between my 4 and my 7 to get a common denominator. So what do I have to do? Well, luckily, there's a little trick for us. If I get my 4 and my 7 and I multiply them together, I will get the number 28. So I know that 28 has to be a common denominator for both 4 and 7, because 28 is in both the 4 and the 7 times table. So if I rewrite my new fractions from 3/4 and 6/7, if I want to find equivalent fractions, I can write them as 28. But now I have to think, well, how did I get from 4 to 28? I multiplied by 7, so I now need to do that to the numerator as well. So 3 times 7 is 21. So 21/28 is the same equivalent as 3/4, but it's got this 28 as my denominator, which is what I need because I need them to be the same. So how did I get from 7 to 28? I multiplied by 4, so I have to now get my 6 times 4 as well. 6 times 4 is 24. So now that I've done that, I can get rid of this first fraction and just use my new fractions. So let's do that. And now I need to put back my whole numbers. I had a 3 and a 2. So I have 3 and 21/28. Subtract 2 and 24/28. Now I'm actually ready to start subtracting. Let's start with my whole number. 3 subtract 2 leaves me with 1. And then I'm going to end up with something 28, because remember, I'm subtracting 28. Well, now things get a little bit complicated because I had 21 28s and I'm trying to subtract 24. Well, if I only have 21, I can't subtract 24. So now I need to rewind a little bit and I need to convert this fraction into an improper fraction so that I have more than 21 of my numerator. So what I need to realize here is this 3 whole is the same as saying, in this example, 3 lots of 28 28s. That would be 1, but I have 3, so I have 28 28 and another 28 over 28. So how many do I have altogether? Well, I'll have to add them all up. And when adding all of these together, I'm still going to equal something 28s because I'm adding 28s. So all I now need to do is add 28 to 28 to 28, and that gives me 84. So the 3 part of my question here is equivalent to 84 28s. So I could change that and say 84 28s here. Now I need to combine them together, and again I'm just going to add them together. So 84 plus my 21 gives me a total of 105 28s. Oh, mamma mia, 105 28. Okay, but because I converted 1 into an improper fraction, I now need to convert this one into an improper fraction as well. So let's do that. 2 and 24 28 is the same as saying 28 28 plus 28 28. This is my 2 whole that I had, this one just here, and I'm going to add that to my fraction, which was 24 28. So what does that get me? Well, I'm always going to end up with 28s, so my answer will be something 28. How many 28s do I had? Well, I need to add 28 to 28 to 24, and that leaves me with 80. So my equivalent improper fraction to 2 24 28 is 80 28. So now I can say 105 28 subtract 80 28. Wow. We've just done a lot of work to get to this point here, but now it's super simple because now I can see that the answer has to be 28 because I'm working in 28. So it'll always stay 28. 105 subtract 80 leaves me 25. Mamma mia. So my answer is 25 28. And although they're quite big numbers, that is actually the simplest form. So I'm going to leave it at that. Wow. What a slog of work we had to do to get to that answer. Now it's your turn. Good luck. Here are 2 questions. I have a green chili challenge, which is quite easy because I can see the connection between my denominators. But then I've got a red chili challenge, which is much harder, where we can't see the connection between the denominators. So press pause on the video now. Try and solve these 2 questions. Put your answers in the comment section. I'm going to try and mark them all. And there you have it. That is how to subtract mixed number fractions with unlike denominators. A super challenging lesson where we need to have already learned some other aspects of fractions before. So hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, head on over to themathshelter.com where you're going to find loads more lessons. And if it wasn't helpful and you found it really hard, still head over to themathshelter.com because then you're going to find the lessons that you need to learn before this lesson, which will help you understand it. So either way, I'll see you in another video, guys. Peace out.